What's up, guys? We're here with Saturday NFL playoff football action here on Wildcard Weekend. We're going to take a deep dive on the Rams versus Panthers and Packers versus Bears. I'll give out my favorite bets against spread and over-under, and we're going to look at a bunch of NFL player props. Also, we're going to cover most of the biggest college basketball games here on Saturday, so buckle up. We've got a great video for you today. Slam that like button, guys. You've been doing a great job recently. Those thumbs up numbers have been headed in the right direction. They're definitely headed in the right direction, so really appreciate you doing that. It helps get these videos promoted out there and helps keep me motivated to keep pumping out this good content for you every single day. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and if you are old around here, just check below, make sure that you are subscribed. We've been getting lots of new subscribers here lately, lots of new guys on board, so appreciate all you new subscribers, everybody that's sharing these videos out there. Also, I really appreciate you hyping the video. I'm not even 100% sure what that does, but hype the video if you've got the option. I know it's a positive thing overall, so really appreciate all the support we've been getting. Get down in the comments, let me know anything you want to say about these videos or any questions you have across the sports world. I'm more than happy to get back to you. Really love all the comments and getting in the comments. I'm in there every single day. I at least read, usually answer and read every single comment that I get every day. Make sure you're checking the pinned comment throughout the day. That's where you'll find my favorite picks every single day out here. It's a great spot. That's where you find the picks that I actually like the absolute most. That's where you'll find my lock of the day and my underdog of the day. So definitely make sure you're checking in there and check back a couple of times just in case something could change in that pinned comment, especially in the NBA, college basketball, even in the NFL playoffs here. We could have injury news coming in late, and that could make us have to make some adjustments. But in terms of our results for yesterday, a little bit of an up and down day. We did get off to a very good start there with the 76ers -2.5. A massive night there for Maxey, 29 points. Embiid did end up playing and looked pretty solid. Paul George taking 21 shots for this team. That's a disaster. They need to make sure that stops happening, but they do make it through and get a pretty comfortable win and cover despite their bench not being great in this one. Unfortunately, a little bit of bad luck there on that Thunder Grizzlies game. We had the under, and in the first half, everything looked like it was going to be fine, but despite Oklahoma City shooting 24% from three, we see the total somehow get to 233, so a little bit of a tough beat on that one, not cashing that under. We did cash the Suns +1.5. This was almost our lock of the day, guys. It would have been fine too because the Suns played great. Dylan Brooks and Devin Booker both popped off. Phoenix did a great job of holding down Cat and generally just having a great night overall, and they do get a pretty solid win in this one. We still have the Lakers -3.5. That one's live. They're tied right now in the fourth quarter, so just need them to hit a couple shots late and we could cover this 3.5. Unfortunately, we talked ourselves by looking at mostly just looking at the trends there into taking the Kings +13.5 as our dog of the day. Should have known trends don't matter with a team as bad as the Sacramento Kings. Annoying loss. And I'll be honest, guys, we should have avoided that one. We did cash our massive lock of the day, and this is why we go with the money line on those locks, because the Celtics didn't quite cover there against Toronto. They do win the game pretty comfortably by like 7 or something like that, but didn't cover that 9.5. Boston, did well against the shorthanded Raptors, but not as well as I would have thought. But we will take the win there on the lock of the day. The lock of the day, getting off to a pretty good start so far this year. Now, guys, let's go ahead and get after it. Make sure you're slamming that thumbs up button, making sure you're checking and see if you're subscribed. Also, get over to stumpthespread.com and check out all the free stuff over there, all the premium stuff over there, and get in on those free emails. The free email newsletter is a fantastic resource, and tons of great NFL stuff is going to come out Saturday morning and Sunday morning and Monday morning. So make sure you're getting on that email list here before we get into the meat and potatoes here of the playoffs, because there's going to be lots of great information there. But no more beating around the bush. Let's get into it. Our first game of the day, we've got the Los Angeles Rams going on the road here to take on the Carolina Panthers in our first NFL playoff game of the season. Love to see playoff time rolling around, guys. The Rams come into this one. They finished the regular season 12-5, so I have to be relatively happy with that. I'm sure they wish they wouldn't have let that game against the Falcons get away there late in the season. That was not great, but other than that, they played okay down the stretch. That 1-point loss against Seattle was very fluky. Honestly, in their game against the Cardinals, they took care of business very comfortably, played all the starters the whole game, and gave Stafford his chance to, maybe win the MVP. He had 4 touchdown passes, a pretty solid day for him, and he needed that coming off a terrible day there against Atlanta. We'll see how he fares in this one. He is going on the road and playing outside, so it's not always the easiest situation for Stafford. We like we saw from Kyron Williams last week, 12 carries for 60 yards. Blake Corum was also very good, 13 carries for 59 yards, and I think splitting carries between these two guys. guys is really, really a smart way to go. We liked what we saw from Tyler Higbee. He actually had a big day there, catching 5 out of 6 passes and a touchdown and 91 yards. Puka Nacua caught 10 out of his 11 targets for 76 yards and a touchdown there. Colby Parkinson actually had 2 touchdowns in that game. We did not see Devontae Adams in that game. We will see him in this one. It's being reported, so we'll see how he looks, see if he's really at full strength for this game. But overall, this season, the Rams have been excellent offensively. No question about that. One of the best offenses in the league, tops in the league. Number 1 in the NFL, putting up 268 passing yards per game. Number 1 in the NFL, also putting up 30.5 points per game. So all good news there for the Rams offensively. Defensively last week, they gave up 20 points to the Cardinals, gave up almost 250 passing yards and 2 passing touchdowns there to Jacoby Brissett. That's not exactly great. They did generate 1 interception and 6 sacks, so that all looks good. Didn't give up much to the run, but it's not like the Cardinals were trying too hard to run the ball there. They also forced a fumble in this game, so, not bad work there. And over the course of the season, this Rams defense has been good. They finished the year top 10 in the NFL, giving up 20.4 points per game, so that's nice. They have already faced the Panthers once this year, though, back in late December, and that one didn't go great. They ended up losing that game 31-28, giving up quite a bit there offensively, or quite a bit defensively. So not a banner day for them in that one. We'll see, though. This Rams team, they come into this game looking very healthy and ready to go. They will be missing Kevin Dotson there on the offensive line, so missing your starting right guard is obviously not ideal, but other than that, they are healthy and ready to go on offense, and the defense also comes into this game looking very, very healthy and ready to get after it. So we'll see what they can do here. They are having to go on the road. That's not ideal to take on the Carolina Panthers. Now, the Panthers, they finished the year 8-9 on the season, ended up winning the NFC South with identical records. The Panthers, the Buccaneers, and the Falcons were all 8-9, and thanks to tiebreakers and all that kind of malarkey, the Panthers end up winning the NFC South. So they didn't finish the year well. They lost their last 2 games. Despite losing to Tampa Bay in their season finale, they do end up still winning the division. I don't know. Against the Buccaneers, they did some positive stuff. They got a big cover for us. We had the Panthers +3. We actually liked a lot what we saw from Bryce Young in that game. 266 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Was picked off once, but sacked 0 times. Didn't do much on the ground. They really didn't do anything on the ground game there against Tampa Bay. Something they're going to have to find a way to change. They can't be putting everything on the shoulders of Bryce Young. That seems like a pretty big ask, especially like Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle have been very good running backs at different points this season. They got to find a way to get those guys going a little bit more. This wide receiver core is not necessarily loaded, although we have really liked what we've seen from Jalen Coker lately. Also, Tommy Tremble became a big part of the passing offense in the last week of the season. That was very shocking to see, but also, a big help to them. They could definitely, having his production there was certainly an overall help. So not a bad day there from the Panthers offensively, but in terms of what they put up on the scoreboard at the end of the day, that did not look great. And they haven't been a great offensive team this season, 27th in the NFL in total points per game. On defense, last week, they actually had a pretty good time. Gave up only 16 points to Tampa Bay. Made Baker really work for his 200 passing yards. They also picked him off once. They slowed down but didn't stop Bucky Irving. It took him 26 carries to get 85 yards, so that's a pretty good day. In terms of slowing down Cade Otton, Mike Evans, they did a little bit of that. Cade Otton had a pretty big day out there, but really, the defense played well. They gave up only 16 points. You can't ask for that much more from a defense, this caliber. Over the course of the year, they've given up 22.4 points per game. When they played the Rams, they did give up 28 points in that game, but they did win. So, pretty solid effort there. You got to give them credit. The injury report here for the Panthers doesn't look too bad either. Really looks they're very, very healthy there on offense. Everybody ready to go. Everybody going to be out there for this one. And on defense, it's basically the same thing. Even the second string is looking pretty healthy. So the Panthers are going to be as healthy as you could possibly ask for them to be coming into this game. They're getting 10.5 points. We've got a total of 46 in this one. The Rams, they're 12-5 against the spread this year. Overall, they're 5-3 against spread on the road. They're 10-7 to the over, and they are 7-1 to the over on the road. The Panthers are 10-7 against the spread. They are 5-3 against spread at home. They're 10-7 to the under, and they're a 500 over/under team playing at home. We do have major weather considerations in this game, guys. It's definitely going to be raining. It's going to be kind of hot. It's going to be 71 degrees, but definite rain showers in this game and 12-mile-an-hour winds, which isn't maybe enough to super disrupt the passing game, but it's definitely a consideration if you're trying to force the ball down the field a significant amount. and the kicking game could definitely be impacted by this one. But I'm really more you're not going to be able to throw the ball down the field in a crazy way, or at least I wouldn't think so, in the rain and in 12-mile-an-hour winds. So I do think that's going to have a significant impact on this game. In terms of the total here of 46, that is not a huge number, especially for a Rams game. So I will lean just a hair towards over, but don't have a lot of conviction on the total in this one. I do, however, have a good amount of conviction here on the side, guys. I will take the Carolina Panthers getting 10.5 points in this game. Since the 1970 merger, teams that close as a 4-point favorite or more on the road in the playoffs are 1-8 against the spread, losing their last 8 games in a row against the spread. This is going to 100% be a game that's impacted by the weather. Stafford playing outside in the rain and wind definitely scares me a lot. He's already shown the ability at a couple times this season to completely implode like he did against the Atlanta Falcons. The Panthers already beat the Rams once this season. Davante Adams being back does not scare me that much. I think he'll be maybe okay out there, but I don't see Davante Adams going out there and having some sort of monster game in his first game back out there, especially with Puka Nacua being, far and away the feature wide receiver here of the Rams. So I will be taking the Panthers here, getting 10.5 points in this game. I've also got several player props I think are very, very live in this one. First up, I'll take Colby Parkinson over 20.5 receiving yards here at -109. He's been over this number in 5 straight games and 8 of his last 10. Even though I think this is going to be a tough game for Stafford overall here in the rain and wind outdoors, I think we see Parkinson fly under the radar and get enough to get over this relatively small number. Speaking of Davante Adams, I will take him under 54.5 receiving yards in this one at -113. He's probably not going to truly be at 100% for this game, and in the weather, and with Stafford so locked in on getting the ball to Puka Nacua lately, I just don't really expect Adams to have some monster day out there. I know he's been practicing this week. That's great. I just don't see him having a crazy huge performance. On the Panthers side, I'll take Bryce Young under 30.5 passing attempts here at -106. He's been under this number in 7 of his last 10 games, and in a windy, wet game, the Panthers are going to be highly motivated to find a way to get the running game going. If this game is going to go the way we think, with the Panthers keeping it close, they're going to need to be running the ball here with some level of success, and that should cut down on the total opportunities there we have for Bryce Young to be dropping back and throwing it. I'll also take Rico Dowdle here over 46.5 rushing yards at -114. He was over this number against the Rams at the end of November when the Panthers beat the Rams, or was that in December? I can't. Oh yeah, that was in November, I believe, when the Panthers beat the Rams. He's been over this number in 3 of his last 5 games. In the weather, he's going to get plenty of chances, and I think it goes well enough for him to get over this number. Stafford, I think he's going to have a little bit of trouble out there. I'll take him to throw an interception in this game at +130. Playing in the weather like this and wanting to throw the ball a ton can make for some big mistakes, either from Stafford or from any of the wide receivers, because one tipped ball can turn into a turnover, obviously can turn into an interception and win us this prop, but it could also swing the game in a big way. And while that could happen to go in the other direction as well, I'll take Stafford to do it in this spot. Last but not least here, I'll take Jalen Coker to score a touchdown in this one. It's +310, so it's a huge number, but he did have a touchdown against the Rams earlier this season. He has had touchdowns in 3 of his last 5 games. He's become a bigger part of the offense, and at this price point, it seems like a pretty interesting one to throw in there, and you only have to throw a little bit on it. You're getting better than 3-1, so you don't have to break the bank to make this one an interesting little play. Hey guys, before we break down the Green Bay Packers heading to Chicago to take on the Bears, we got to shout out the sponsor today in every day's video, and that is StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, guys, our premium members are getting daily NBA, NHL, UFC, NFL, college football, and college basketball picks. We're coming off a very nice 2-0 day over there on the premium side on the NBA, cashing the Suns and the Philadelphia 76ers, so very, very nice wins there. It's been a great time to be in the mix over there at StumpTheSpread.com as a premium member, because there's so many sports going on right now. We've got, we've got experts covering every single one of them. Every single guy has over a decade's worth of experience covering his given sport, so you're getting the best possible information out there with the most possible research being put in every single day. And guys, keep in mind, what you get over there on the premium side from StumpTheSpread.com has nothing to do with these videos. I'm not the premium college football, NFL, NHL, UFC handicapper over there. We have experts covering those that have way more experience covering those sports than you'll ever see from me. They're a lot of years ahead of me. I am not going to be catching up to them anytime soon, and the amount of work they're putting in on those plays every single day is absolutely mind-blowing. So definitely get over there and consider becoming a premium member. But a great way, if you're not ready to become a premium member yet, to check out what it's going to be like to be a premium member. And it's just a very small sample, guys, but get over there to stumpthespread.com and go to that free picks tab. There'll be a big write-up in there with at least one free pick every single day. And that is very, very vaguely similar to what you get as a premium member. And the premium the premium handicappers are the ones responsible for those free picks and the free picks that you'll see every day on that free email newsletter. You got to get on the email newsletter if you are interested in betting the NFL in any way, shape, or form. Tons of great information in that newsletter every single day, and that comes straight from our premium NFL handicapper. He's the one that puts together all those touchdown props that we cashed a bunch of last week and a bunch of the last in week 17 as well. It's been a great resource all season long with those touchdown props, player props, and then regular old straight up free picks. Those are in those emails all the time, covering NFL or any of the other major sports. Also, the niche sports are covered in those emails as well, like golf, tennis, NASCAR, WNBA, UFC, you name it. It could end up in that email. So definitely get on that email list. It's very easy to sign up. You just go to stumpthespread.com and set up a free account. They're going to ask you for your name and your email address. That's it. And you'll get one email straight to your inbox every single day, just jam-packed with great sports betting information. Also, if you are looking to potentially purchase a Stump the Spread hoodie, go to stumpthespread.com and click that little shop tab. That's where you can purchase a Stump the Spread hoodie for $40. We are selling them at cost. Free shipping. It takes us $40 to pay for the shipping and for the hoodie to be made up, and we'll send it straight to you at cost. And it takes around a week to get it, so it's not a super, super long wait time either. If you're a huge fan of what you're seeing from me here on YouTube every single day, you can click that little join button right below the video to sign up for a YouTube channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos, get their name up on screen in every single video, but more importantly, they get access to our members-only giveaways. We give away a Stump the Spread hoodie here to one random channel member every single solitary Monday, guys, and I love doing those giveaways. It's a great way for me to give back to my YouTube channel members. Big shout out to all of you guys. I love the support. It really shows you're a super fan if you're a YouTube channel member, and love seeing that little badge next to your name down there in the comments. Big shout out to you guys. Let's go ahead and get back after it. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Make sure you've checked to see if you're subscribed to the channel. And let's get after it. Next up, we've got the Green Bay Packers going on the road to take on the Chicago Bears. The Packers come into this game 9-7-1 on the season. They did not come anywhere really close to winning the NFC North, but the reward for that is they get to play the the Chicago Bears. So we'll see. Get a little Packers Bears action here in the playoffs. You love to see it. Big rivalry spot here. The Packers did not have the easiest regular season. They actually ended things on a 4-game losing streak. Lots of injuries, missing Jordan Love, losing back-to-back, or losing a game to the Bears, so going 1-1 against the Bears this season and losing to the Ravens and the Vikings to close things out was not the way this team wanted to go. They looked like a juggernaut to start the year, beating the Lions and the Commanders pretty handily, but then things really got weird. They lost to the Browns. They tied there in that 40-40 game against the Dallas Cowboys. Last week against the Vikings, obviously a pretty weird situation there playing Clayton Tune, so not a lot we can take from that game necessarily. I mean, yeah, they were they didn't need to win that game, so they ended up, not winning that game. The last time they played the Bears, they did lose 22-16. That was mostly Malik Willis under center. Jordan Love played about half the game, and it took overtime, but the Bears did come away with the win. Jordan Love looked fine in that one, not necessarily amazing. Emmanuel Wilson did a great job running the ball. Josh Jacobs, maybe not so hot running the ball, but we liked what we saw from Romeo Doubs in that game. And overall, the Packers have been a very solid team when healthy this season. I mean, the offense, 16th in the NFL, putting up 23 points per game, but when you look at the games where they actually had their whole team or close to it, they looked much, much better. Defensively in that game against the Bears, a lot of good things happening. I mean, they give up only 22 points in that game, and I mean, 6 of those points came in overtime, so a pretty solid showing there from the defense. They didn't manage to pick off Caleb Williams at all, but made life a little bit tough for him. He didn't really get going until late, really slowed down the Bears' running attack. Didn't stop it. Obviously, they didn't completely stop it. They allowed 150 rushing yards, but it took a lot for them to get to that number. Caleb Williams did end up running for 30 yards on them. That wasn't great, but overall, a pretty good day. They really only let DJ Moore do much in the receiving game, and it was just, a tough ending to that game. especially when you don't have your starting quarterback for the whole game. So that can be a little bit rough. The Packers injury report coming into this one is looking very, very good. Jordan Love back, ready to go. Josh Jacobs and Emmanuel Wilson both healthy and ready to get out there. Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, the wide receiver group, the whole wide receiver group is ready to get after it. We do see Zach Tom there questionable at right tackle, but we do, all the news that we're seeing right now, we do expect him to end up playing in this game. On defense, they're almost completely healthy. We do see Bullard questionable there, but I do also expect him to be out there for this game. Other than that, they are fully healthy as they head to Chicago to take on the Bears, who finished the regular season 11-6 overall. They didn't have the craziest schedule, but if you manage to go 11-6 and you are playing your way through the NFC North, you deserve some flowers. They did lose their last 2 games of the season, losing to the 49ers and then losing a kind of important 19-16 game there against the Lions last week. Detroit more than happy to play spoilers in that one. I was pretty surprised to see Goff look semi-competent playing out in the cold, although he was picked off once. Caleb Williams threw one interception, also a couple touchdowns, 212 yards. He was sacked once, but overall looked pretty good. The running game did not look good there from the Bears, and you would have expected them to run the ball a little bit better there against the Lions. The wide receiver group was a bit banged up, but we did see Loveland have a pretty good day, so we'll see. We'll see what we can take from that. I mean, the Bears have not looked insanely sharp down the stretch. Obviously, lost a barn burner there against the 49ers, but a lot of these games that the Bears are winning, it comes down to them pulling off something kind of magical in the fourth quarter, or Caleb Williams just doing something nuts at the end. So they couldn't stop the run there against Detroit. That's a big concern here going up against the Packers. And they couldn't really mess up Jared Goff even in the cold. So that's definitely a little bit of a mark against this defense that has been okay this season at times. I mean, overall, they're averaging, they're allowing 24.4 points per game. That's not great. 23rd in the NFL. So we'll see. We'll see what they can, find a way to do in this one. Their injury report also looks pretty good. They're fully healthy there on offense and ready to get after it. On defense, we do see Gardner Johnson will be out for this game, so they won't be quite at full strength there defensively, but relatively close. I don't think their injury report makes me too scared here, but looking at the numbers kind of tell you a pretty important story, guys. The Bears are getting 1.5 points. They are underdogs at home in this game. We've got a total of 44.5, and that number's been falling. The Packers are 7-10 against the spread this year. They are 3-6 against the spread on the road. They're 9-8 to the over, and they are 6-3 to the over on the road. The Bears, they're 10-7 against the spread at home, or against the spread overall. They're 5-3 against spread at home. They're a 500 over-under team. They're 6-2 to the under at home. Weather is a big concern in this game as well, guys. We've got 31 degrees, scattered snow showers, so pretty much for sure going to be some snow in the air. We have 17-mile-an-hour winds. That is significant. That's very, very significant. That's going to significantly impact the kicking game. It's also going to make some differences here in the passing game for sure. So definitely weather is going to impact this game. And that's part of the reason, despite this having missed the best of this number, I think it opened at 46, if I'm not mistaken. It's down to 44.5. I will still definitely be taking the under in this game. No doubt about it. The under will be in the pinned comment. I think we're going to see a game with a lot of running the ball and not too much crazy offense going on. I could even very easily imagine a missed field goal or two in this spot, maybe even missed extra points. In terms of my against the spread lean, I'll be taking the Packers here at -1.5. This feels like a very good spot to be fading the public. A playoff team that has most recently lost to the team they are playing in the opening round of the playoffs, week 9 or later. They're 61-39 against the spread. The Bears needed miraculous comebacks basically all season long, and they need big comebacks to even be close against the Packers in both their games this season. I think the nerves and inexperience of the Bears come into play in this one. Give me the Packers here at -1.5. We've also got a bunch of player props you like for this game. I'll take Jordan Love under 30.5 passing attempts here at -121. Love has been under this number 4 of his last 5 games, and coming off an injury and a cold and snowy game, I don't really expect the Packers to be asking him to carry this team with some insane number of pass attempts. The Packers can and will run the ball a lot in this one, just like they did in their overtime loss in Chicago at the end of the regular season. I think Love not going to end up throwing the ball 31 times. I will take Caleb Williams over 207.5 passing yards here at -111. He's been over this number 7 of his last 10 games. He went for 250 passing yards the last time these two teams met, which was back on December 20th. This doesn't mean I expect Williams to be great out there, but I do think the Bears will have to be throwing it to at least some extent here. So this is a small lean, won't be a pinned comment kind of play. Play that could potentially make the pinned comment here. Cole Kmet over 11.5 receiving yards at -114. He's been over this number 4 of his last 5 and 8 of his last 10 games. I fully expect him to be active enough here in the passing game to get over what is obviously a very small number. Even if the weather isn't super conductive to passing the ball down the field, he's not a down the field guy. He's catch a couple short passes and easily get over this number in my opinion. So this is a player prop that I think actually has some very, very solid value. I also like Romeo Doubs over 33.5 receiving yards. I don't like this quite as much as the Cole Kmet one, but I do think it's reasonable. Even though I don't see Love throwing the ball some crazy amount, I do think Doubs can get over this number, which should only take 2 or 3 catches, and he had a great game against the Bears back in December, so this spot certainly seems reasonable to me. I'll take Emmanuel Wilson over 14.5 rushing yards at -119. He was great against the Bears on December 20th, and while I do expect a much bigger share of carries going into Josh Jacobs, I don't think the Packers will abandon Wilson here since, they're going to be running the ball a lot, and with the weather being the way it is, they'll need, guys are going to need a little bit of rest, and with Jordan Love just now getting back on the field, and with the success he had against the same team, I think he's going to get his share. Last but not least here, I'll take DeAndre Swift under 59.5 rushing yards at -113. I don't expect him to have a massive game here despite looking decent against the Packers in December, and they might not have the chance or success necessary to have, to be running the ball this much. So going to need probably 14 or 15 carries to get over this number, and I don't really see him getting that much action. Now, guys, hopping over to break down a few of the biggest college basketball games out there on Saturday. First up, we're going to look at number 24, SMU, the Mustangs. They're going on the road to take on the number 6 Duke Blue Devils. Now, SMU, they're 12-3 on the season. Their ACC schedule hasn't gotten off to the smoothest start. They're 1-1 overall. They're coming off that 74-70 loss against Clemson. They did really, I'm not going to say completely shock me, but got a big 97-83 win there over number 12 North Carolina. So that was a big win. Then they had the letdown at Clemson. Now they're going to go on the road again and play in one of the toughest environments that exists in college basketball heading to Duke. So we'll see if they're up to the challenge here. They've played a very reasonable schedule. They beat Butler, they beat Mississippi State, lost to Vanderbilt, beat Texas A&M, lost to LSU. That's not a great look. And then that win over North Carolina and that loss against Clemson. So we'll see what they can do here. Boopie Miller is obviously a monster. 20 points per game, 7 assists per game, nearly 50% from the field. Very, very impressive stuff. This team is great offensively, 20th in the nation, putting up 90 points per game. So that's all great. I do worry a little bit about their defense and a little bit about their rebounding, especially in this exact matchup. So we'll see what they can do here. Heading to Cameron Indoor to take on the 14-1 Duke Blue Devils. They're ranked number 6 in the nation. Their only loss was by a single point there against number 19 Texas Tech. Their conference schedule has started very smoothly. They're 3-0. They've beaten Georgia Tech, Florida State, and then put a big statement win up there at number 20 Louisville, winning that game 84-73. So that was very, very good work there. Boozer going nuts, 27 points, 8 boards, 4 assists, very efficient numbers. Played 39 minutes. That's pretty impressive. Isaiah Evans had 36 minutes and 23 points from him. Duke shot 30% from the 3-point line. I think that's a very, very achievable number for them on a nightly basis. They did a good job, not quite a dominant job, but a good job on the boards, and they shot 51% from the field. They had 3 20-plus point scorers in that game. Very, very good stuff from Duke. They've been excellent this year. They're in the top 30 in the nation in total offense. Their rebounding numbers are excellent, and this team plays some suffocating defense, guys. They're giving up an average of 66 points per game. Very, very dominant stuff. They're also playing at home here, and that's why they're big favorites. They're 12.5 point favorites. We've got a total of 159.5. SMU, they're 7-7-1 against the spread this year. They're 9-6 to the over. Duke is 8-7 against the spread. They are 10-5 to the under. So we do kind of have a clash in styles here. I don't have a big lean on the total. I mean, their last couple of games, Duke has been at least vaguely around this number or over it. So I don't mind taking the over here with another very talented offensive team, but going into Cameron Indoor, guys, I think this is going to be a little bit overwhelming for SMU. You could call this a homer pick. I know I'm making this prediction wearing a Duke hat. I'm not really a big Duke fan anymore. That was more of a childhood thing. That's why my older brother bought me this hat many years ago. But regardless, I'm going to lean just a little bit towards Duke here to get the win and cover. They don't have a big look-ahead spot. I mean, I guess it's a little bit concerning because after this game, they do fly to California to start playing some games out there. After this one, SMU goes back home to take on Virginia Tech, but I will take the Blue Devils to cover those 12.5 points in this game as a very small lean. Next on the docket, guys, we're looking at the number 1 team in the nation. We got the number 1 Arizona Wildcats going on the road to take on the TCU Horned Frogs. Now, out in the Big 12, Arizona's off to a good start. They're 2-0 on the season in conference play, winning in a blowout against Utah, and then a bigger blowout there against Kansas State. One road win, one home win. Things are pointing in the right direction. They're back on the road now, though, heading to Texas, so not exactly a crazy trip, obviously from Arizona to Texas. And the Wildcats, they look like the best team in college basketball right now. They're 15-0. They've knocked off Florida, UCLA, UConn, Auburn, Alabama, and then those most recent wins taking down Utah and Kansas State. This is an extremely talented offensive team putting up over 90 points per game. Their rebounding and defensive numbers are off the charts as well. There are tons and tons of reasons to love this team. They do have maybe the tiniest of look-ahead spots in this game. They do have Arizona State on deck, obviously an in-state rivalry game, but I don't know how much that's going to really throw this team off. I mean, they are running roughshod over college basketball right now. I mean, their biggest scare game this year probably overall was winning by 4 points there against UConn. Other than that, it's been pretty freaking smooth sailing. So you'll love to see it if you're an Arizona fan. They're going to TCU to take on the Horned Frogs, who at 11-4 are not having a bad season. They are 1-1 in Big 12 play, coming off that crazy, insane game there at Kansas where they eventually lose in overtime 104-100. That was nuts. We were on Kansas on the money line. Thank God it was the money line in that game. That was bonkers. A huge comeback for there, and TCU really falls apart in that game. They do another big game on deck too. A pretty brutal stretch of schedule. They play at Kansas, then against number 1 Arizona, and then at number 9 BYU. That's some wild scheduling there. They're a talented offensive team, they're 120th in the nation, though, 80 points per game, so not off the charts like Arizona is. The rebounding is going to be a big concern in this game. I do think there's a chance they could kind of get crushed on the glass here. Their defense has generally been good. I know they're coming off a game where they gave up 104 points, but that was at Kansas. That's a bit of a weird situation. So we'll see what they can do. They are at least at home in this game. The odds makers are giving them a cushion. They're getting 8.5 points. We've got a total of 152.5. Arizona, they are 9-5-1 against the spread this year. They're 9-6 to the over. TCU is 9-6 against the spread themselves, and they're 9-6 to the under. Once again, I don't really have a major lean on the total in this spot, but also, once again, guys, I'm going with the favorite. Give me Arizona to get the winning cover here. I think they win by double digits. I think TCU is getting a little bit too much credit for that close game at Kansas. I don't actually think Kansas is very good this year, so that doesn't really impress me too much. And Arizona is going to be by far and away the best team they've played this year, except for when they played against Michigan early in the season. But Michigan wasn't looking like Michigan at that point. So definitely give me Arizona here, minus 8.5. This one definitely is getting some consideration to make the pinned comment. Next up, guys, we're looking at an SEC showdown between the number 15 Arkansas Razorbacks and the Auburn Tigers. Now, Arkansas, they come into this game 12-3 on the season. They're 2-0 so far in SEC play, knocking down Tennessee. A very impressive win there over number 19 Tennessee, and then taking out Ole Miss 94-87. They went on the road for that one. A very nice road win. So they're going to stay on the road here heading to Auburn. That's not always the easiest thing to do, but Arkansas has looked good. A crazy high scoring game in their last one, obviously. They shot 42% from 3 in that game. I mean, just great production there from the bench. Billy Richmond, Malik Thomas, both playing great. I mean, a combined 26 points off the bench. Richmond didn't miss a shot, going 5 of 5 from the field. Very impressive stuff. The rebounding numbers were good, too. Out-rebounded Ole Miss by 10. And let's not act like Ole Miss is a juggernaut or anything, but like going into a hostile environment is very respectable, and Arkansas took care of business in that one. Over the course of the year, their numbers look great. Top 18 in the nation, total offense. We're liking what we're seeing just across the board from this team. Maybe not on the glass so much. The rebounding numbers aren't crazy, but you don't get a rebound if the other team's always taking it out of the bottom of the net. So we'll see what they can do here on the road, taking on the Auburn Tigers, who are 9-6 on the season. They are 0-2 in SEC play, losing at Georgia in a crazy 104-100 game, and then losing at home against Texas A&M 90-88. So this is a little bit of a chance for them to get maybe back after it. We'll see. They have had a bit of a rough time this season. I mean, losing in major step-up games like taking on Houston, taking on Michigan, taking on Arizona. They also lost Purdue, so they've played, pretty much the toughest teams you can play in the nation. But their last 2 games, losing to Georgia and Texas A&M, those are a little bit concerning to me. I mean, Keyshawn Hall is a monster, 20 points per game, very impressive stuff. 87 points per game as a team is good. Their rebounding numbers look better than Arkansas's, and, their defense is okay. It's definitely, for me, it falls into the okay category. Now, looking at the numbers here, guys, Auburn, they're minus 1.5. We've got a total of 171.5. Arkansas is 11-4 against the spread this season. They're 9-6 to the over. Auburn is 9-6 against the spread. They're 11-4 to the over. I know it's a huge number, but I don't mind over 171.5 in this game. I think we're going to see a very high scoring game. I also am going to take the home team in this one. Give me Auburn -1.5. I like them at home in this spot. It's a little bit rough. I mean, Arkansas is a very, very good team, and Auburn has struggled against elite competition, but I don't think Arkansas falls into that category of teams like Purdue and Arizona and Michigan. So I think the Tigers have a good shot in this one. Rolling right along here, guys, we've got the Wake Forest Demon Deacons heading to North Carolina to take on the Tar Heels out there in the ACC. Now, Wake Forest, they're 10-6 on the season. They've also played a pretty tough schedule, really had a shot to knock off then number 6 Michigan early in the year, lost a 1-point game against number 15, then number 15 Texas Tech. Got blown out by Oklahoma. That was a bit of a weird one, but things have been a little bit rough down the stretch. They lost pretty handily against Vanderbilt, lost to NC State, beat Virginia Tech by 3, and then lost by 4 against Miami. That was a crazy game. Could have went either way. We were on Miami in that one, so we'll take it. But Wake Forest has been playing well. Juke Harris is a monster, 20 points per game. Nothing bad to say about him. The rebounding is definitely a concern, and that was, if I remember correctly, that was a big problem for them against Miami. I don't think they did a great job on the glass. Yeah, they got crushed. They got absolutely crushed on the boards there against Miami. So, yeah, Wake Forest might have some issues on the boards, and things haven't exactly gone their way so far in the early returns in the ACC. I mean, going 1-2. And your only wins against Virginia Tech, I'm going to have a hard time getting super excited about the Demon Deacons here as they head to North Carolina to take on the number 17 Tar Heels. North Carolina's they're 13-2 on the season. They're coming off a tough road loss there at SMU. Not a great game for them. They lose 97-83, and not a lot going right for them in that one. They shot 43% from 3, which is nice, but the rebounding, they would expect to have a much bigger edge than one rebound edge there. They gave up 52% from 3 there against SMU, and just, didn't have a great time. The second half really, really got away there from North Carolina. So we'll see if they've got a bounce back in them. Obviously, we've loved what we've seen from Caleb Wilson this season, 20 points per game, 55% from the field. This is one of the best rebounding teams. They're top 30 in the nation in total rebounding, so that's a big, big plus for them. Their defensive numbers are fantastic, and their offense is plenty good enough. So looking at the numbers for this game, I'm not shocked to see the Tar Heels big favorites. They're 10.5-point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 151.5. Wake Forest is only 6-10 against the spread this year. They're 9-7 to the over. UNC, they're 9-6 against the spread. They are 11-4 to the under. I think this is a great spot here to take North Carolina. You could take them on the money line if you want to just really lock in something that you think is for sure going to cash. You could also take them against the spread here. I think that's fine as well. I think Wake Forest is going to get destroyed on the boards in this game, and they're going to be in for a very long day. Rounding into the home stretch here, guys, we're looking at number 14, Texas Tech, the Red Raiders. They're going on the road to take on the Colorado Buffaloes. Now, Texas Tech, they're 11-4 on the season out there in the Big 12. They're 1-1 in conference play, but when your one loss was by 4 points against Houston, and that was at Houston, I'm willing to cut you all the slack in the world. This has been a great team this season. Their only losses came at Illinois by 4 points. Against number 1 Purdue, that was a blowout. I will say that. They lost to number 17 Arkansas, and then this most recent loss there at Houston. They're the team that knocked off Duke. I've loved what I've seen from JT Toppin this season. 20 points per game, 56% from the field. Christian Anderson, 20 points per game and 7.5 assists. This is one of the best offenses in the nation. I know they're 73rd in total scoring. I don't care. This is a very, very good offensive team. The rebounding numbers are fine, acceptable to me, and the defense is good enough. So we'll see what they can do here going on the road against Colorado, who is 12-3 on the season. I will say they haven't played the toughest schedule. I mean, what's the toughest team they've faced this year? Arizona State, maybe, or Utah or Stanford. I mean, they lost to Stanford, lost to Northern Colorado. They barely won at Arizona State. I mean, I don't have a lot of amazing things to say about this team just based on how weak their schedule's been. This is going to be by far the toughest team they've played, and they've got some tough ones lined up. They play Texas Tech, at Cincinnati, at West Virginia, then they play Kansas, UCF, and Iowa State. We're about to find out if this Colorado team is for real. Right now, I don't know if I really feel like they're for real, to be honest. I mean, the rebounding numbers are a little bit troubling. The defensive numbers aren't great, especially when you consider who they've played this season. And they don't have real superstar power, if you ask me. Looking at the numbers, Colorado's getting 5.5 points here at home. We've got a total of 159.5. Texas Tech is 7-8 against the spread this year. They're 8-7 to the under. Colorado's 8-7 against the spread. They are 9-6 to the over. Not much of a lean on the total in this game, but I will definitely take Texas Tech here. This is also a play that could be the lock of the day to just take them on the money line because I don't think there's any way they end up losing this one. The Red Raiders are in fantastic shape here. They're by far the better team. They don't have a major look-ahead spot on deck. They just play, they're going to be at home for their next game. They're going to be facing Utah, and they're going to be scared about that. definitely give me Texas Tech here playing on the road. Last but not least here, guys, we have the number 9 BYU Cougars going on the road to take on the Utah Utes. Now, BYU, they've been great this year. They're 14-1 overall. Their only loss was to UConn. They've beaten Wisconsin, they beat Miami, beat Dayton, they beat Clemson, and they've beaten Kansas State and Arizona State. So not exactly a murderer's row, but they've beat some decent teams, and they've looked pretty good doing it. This team is obviously loaded with star power, tons and tons of elite level talent here. They're 27th in the nation total offense. They're 60th in total rebounding. Their defensive numbers are very, very good, and they've been very comfortably handling business. I mean, they are coming off a 104-76 win there over Arizona State. So just everything really pointed in the right direction. They're 2-0 so far in conference play. We'll see what they can do here on the road against Utah. Now, the Utes, they're 8-7 on the season. They're still looking for their first conference win. They're 0-2 in conference play. They've lost their last 3 in a row, losing to at Washington, losing to number 1 Arizona, and then losing at Colorado 85-73. So things are not looking amazing. Terrence Brown is putting up great numbers, 22 points and 4 assists per game, looks fantastic, but this team isn't finding tons of success. They're very weak defensively. Their offensive numbers are fine, but not good enough to justify giving up 80 points per game. Their rebounding is really, really subpar, and I think that could be a pretty big problem here against a solid rebounding BYU team. So look at the numbers. Utah's getting 12.5 points at home. We've got a total of 165.5. BYU is 9-6 against the spread this year. They're 9-6 to the under. Utah, they are 5-10 against the spread this year, and they are 11-4 to the over. This one makes me nervous. I also feel like I'm taking way too many favorites here in the college basketball streets, but I will be leaning towards BYU. I can't justify taking Utah in this spot. Maybe if it was some sort of look-ahead situation for BYU, I could justify it, but I will be on the Cougars in this one. I don't think the Utes have much of a chance here unless they have some crazy, crazy performance, and BYU drastically underachieves. This should be a comfortable win and cover for the Cougars. Guys, that's all the games we have for today on a very busy Saturday. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets and to just help me get these videos promoted out there. Seeing that thumbs up button, those numbers go up and up, really keeps me motivated to pump out this content every single day. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new around here or if you're old around here, check below and see if you are subscribed or not already. Big shout out to all the new subscribers. Really appreciate all of you. Glad to have you on board. Make sure you're getting down in the comments, and this goes for everybody. Get down in the comments. Ask me any questions you want to ask me. Let me know anything you want to let me know. I for sure read every single comment, and I usually read and answer every single comment you guys leave every day. So big shout out to everybody that's down in the comments. Big shout out to the channel members. Get over to stumpthespread.com. Check out the free picks over there. Definitely check out the premium picks over there. Tons and tons of premium picks coming out here on Saturday and Sunday, and lots of big time action in the NFL streets this weekend. And college football is going nuts as well. So definitely make sure you're getting in there. And guys, we'll see you right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, for more sports betting action.